Da-na-na-na-da, 100% spoof. It's here. It's time for the show. Hey, everybody. I'm here, KevinlyFather. I have been watching the My Pillow broadcast on Frank's Beach. We're going to watch it together. There's supposed to be a brand new announcement of stuff that no one's talked about ever before. It's going to be super duper exciting, and it's going to change the world. And it's coming up any minute now. I was just watching Hal Sparks. He was covering it. Let's go to Frank's Speech directly here. And I got to pull your chat up. Oh, we got to log in. I already logged in. Stop it. Here we go. Let me see what you guys are hearing. I'm not hearing anything. Where's the audio? Oh,
it was hacked.
There we go.
And when you do that, then the Board of Elections person says, yeah, but where's the proof? Well, as far as I'm concerned, and a mathematician is concerned, that's overwhelming proof. But they want more than that. They want to see something tangible. So then you can say, I met this guy, Dr. Frank. He's got all these algorithms to show we're hacked. And by the way, here are 1,000 people that you think voted that don't exist. That's very powerful. That's what our supermoms are doing for us.
Supermoms.
Okay, now here's game, set, match. Met this guy, Dr. Frank. He's got all these algorithms to prove
all
our
of the
elections
moms,
were
all the females
boom,
involved with My Pillow or Mike Pillow or whoever, they're super moms, and they're supposed to go door to door, checking who voted for whom in Wisconsin, Michigan, et cetera, because that's really constitutional.
Even though we have
hold on, I'm trying to get the chat up for you guys.
Open and shut
welcome
case,
aboard. I am.
evidence.
You shut up. They're doing a Q&A session right now. The actual big announcement has not happened yet. So that's supposed to happen now any minute, but these two are sitting out there for a Q&A of some kind, which we'll listen to. Let's go.
Of their bone. They fight to the end, and their movement just keeps growing and growing and growing. Did I answer your question? Yes.
Okay, I would have the captcha. I would have the chat up by now, but it's like, how many images have mountains or hills? Like, I don't know. How is it? It looks like land to me. Is it a mountain? Is it a hill? There's a bridge there. Why can't it just be bicycles? Bicycles are always easy to identify.
Question.
Apparently, I don't know what a mountain or a hill is. So, trying it again. And it doesn't just tell you, no, you got the password wrong. Well, it lets you do the CAPTCHA and find all the street lamps that are also fire hydrants, and then it'll let you.
There's got to be a level of coordination with communist China, with our states. Fair enough? And so the question is, how coordinated? And what I can tell you is, you never have all the answers at the beginning. As a former prosecutor, you take your case as you find it. And I wish that all of my victims were nuns that had perfect records and were sinless, but you usually get people that are just like the folks in this room, imperfect. We've got our issues. We have gaps in what we know, and so some of us
there's a lot of gaps in what they know.
Think of it like.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm looking at the YouTube stream right now. I haven't gotten the chat to work.
If you look at the backside of the tapestry,
apparently I don't know what a car looks like.
A lot of stuff that we've been dealing with for the past 9 months is a lot of ugly. Getting into the numbers, getting into the canvas. We're hoping that one day we can turn that tapestry on the other side and get the complete picture, right? So what I could tell you is when you have different...
So this has been going all day, and it's just been nonsense after nonsense after nonsense. Here's what they've been doing. They've been showing the each state on the big screen above them and saying, this was the big lie count, the actual count. This is the truth. This is the real count. And the real count is just an estimate based on past voter trends, where people have moved. It's all just a mathematical jigsaw that they decided to put together and said, this must be the real count, because nobody who didn't vote for Trump last time could vote for Trump this time, and nobody who didn't vote for Hillary could vote. And so this mathematically, we think this is what it is. So that's the truth. Not the actual paper ballots that we have for every single state that's in question. Not those.
To bed, and then wouldn't you know, in Michigan, I can't do it, Bernie, in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania, You're going to find.
By the way, David Mickelson just shared with me. Vice is apparently discovered, and Dominion sued. And in the lawsuit, they claimed that one of the mathematical experts for OAN, the Trump network, apparently is a swing set salesman, not in fact a trained mather.
And what states did he name? He actually named the precise swing states that were contested. So that's an oddity. That's something where you have a mystery. Like, why would he do that?
Okay, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going through here, just so you appreciate this.
That's a national player.
Okay, help me help you.
Bernie Sanders.
Okay, everything with a crosswalk.
We see what happened in Wayne County.
Get the big
we see
view
what
over
happened
here.
in Maricopa County with
No, that's not a crosswalk. This is a crosswalk. That's a highway.
By 1,000 cuts.
That's a crosswalk.
And
oh,
so
great. I hit the crosswalk and suddenly there's a new picture.
I start cataloging
this is a crosswalk. That's a traffic light. Hold on.
Let's
verify this.
100 to 200 exhibits.
Oh, also check the new images. Okay, so there's another crosswalk. Okay.
And at some point,
and another cross. This never ends.
Make enough connections to
say,
okay, who are our suspects?
Please.
Are they really at the national level? But
am I good? There we go.
We've researched Dominion.
Hold on, they're connecting to my channels apparently. Cool. Welcome aboard, everybody.
We feel like we've got everything that we need, but we're going to keep building.
To activate chat, please enable channels here.
We just go around and indict all of our senior officials?
They're enabled.
She just wants to indict everyone. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, I would not advise that.
Instead,
what would you like to do?
I
think I'm already there. I don't need to do anything.
Implicated.
You follow
Hold on.
evidence.
Somebody chat something.
Fruit.
I'll chat
something.
One of the
questions that I would
have, I will chat something
you have
here.
This little thing in Fulton County where we all saw a video, and a lady by the name of Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss. We know who they are. We know what they did. So why hasn't there been a grand jury?
Okay, my channels are enabled. I'm right here.
Investigate them for criminal charges. The answer. So I was asked, well, why hasn't that happened? This gets back to what Colonel Phil
now my
said
stream is
earlier
unhealthy.
About the game strategies.
I've been to the urologist about that. Hey Ann, hey Wendy, hey Laura, hey Joanna, hey Sheep, hey Deidre, hey, I'm assuming Marcy's in here. I think I saw her earlier. Hey Tracy. I'm trying to get this to work. I'm working on it.
It appears that you've got
the big announcement hasn't happened. So you guys listen in and see if you guys can get clued into what this big announcement that's going to change the world.
Present the case to the grand jury. They're not doing anything. And then you've got the attorney generals in each of these states that are threatening our attorneys like Matthew DePerno or Sidney Powell or Lynn Wood.
I'm going to have to do it again.
And threatening to remove their licenses. So it's warfare at its worst.
I like that idea. We don't just willy-nilly go suing everybody, indicting, but we follow the evidence, we build good cases. And can I just kind of rebound off that a little bit? One of the things is all we need is, in my opinion, we just need one state, any
love
state,
is all we need
to decertify their election. I don't care. Any state, one state, because as soon as one state decertifies, I think there are a bunch of them that are willing to, but they're just all chicken.
They're all waiting for Arizona.
If you can do that, then boom! I bet you there are 4 or 5 more.
The guy's wearing a USA bow tie.
Well, let's.
I'm not with him. Hold on.
Let's talk
see
about the
if this
implications
makes anything
of that
work.
right now, because people are wanting to know what is the
what is the
remedy?
Yeah, what is the remedy?
How do we get there? So let's talk about that really quick. Then I'll get to you, sir.
Yeah. Really quickly.
You have to think about how your election was certified to begin with. On a micro level, each state has county elections.
Right.
Each county clerk will send up their data to the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State will have some communication with the governor to certify that state, more or less. I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
At some point, that gets reported, and we had what we had on January 6th, where you will actually have a certification of the electors that were sent.
The governor certifies as well.
But before you have an inauguration of the president, all 50 states must be unsealed. So piece by piece, brick by brick, you build it. So now let's reverse engineer this. Let's say you're Arizona and you have evidence of massive fraud, which you do.
We don't.
Yes, you do.
You have enough now to recall those electors and decertify.
Yeah, we're waiting
You
for
look
something
at
big
your
to happen.
tally. How many electoral votes do you have in Arizona?
I'm just enjoying my dinner.
11.
Oh,
So
by the way,
at that
nothing
point,
is coming through my head.
subtract
I don't
11.
know why I have my headphones in.
What's really cool about
Are
this
you guys
is you
getting
no
echo
longer
on this, or
have,
are you okay?
at that moment in time, a president of the United States. Not united. You have a president of maybe 49 states.
I got a lot of haircuts today.
And an
all the hairs.
constitutional crisis.
Yes.
But if that's what happens, it's what happens. Then
It's
you
what
go over.
needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen. Then you've got Georgia, which in many respects is worse than Arizona.
Way worse.
Why?
If you just look at the chain of custody documents,
Yes.
how many electoral votes are in Georgia? 16. All right, so we subtract another 16. And then we get to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's worse than Georgia. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
How many electoral votes are in Pennsylvania?
20?
20?
7?
20.
26? 20?
20.
Do I have 20? Okay, we've got 20. We'll go with 20.
I said 20.
So are we keeping track
I
here?
said
At some
20. I
point,
said
Just in
20.
those 3 states, we're getting
I
very
want the
close.
Up to
prize.
47.
Thank you, Jessica. You
Okay,
can go
so
back
we
to Hal
start
if you want to watch
subtracting
Hal.
from
You can watch me. If you want
the
to
resident
actually help
chiefs.
somebody, go to Hal because
Those
he
three,
still has his
right?
super chat
Does
enabled.
that get us below 270?
I've been demonetized, so
All
I'm
right.
just here for
You
fun.
don't have a president. at
Honestly,
that
I'm
point.
just going to
That's
eat my pasta
All right, so
because
then
I'm playing
everyone's,
hockey later.
the lawyers out there, and this is
And,
what drives
talk
me
to you guys.
crazy, is they're
just
waiting
wanna
for
see
a
what's
case
gonna
law
change the world.
precedent
I imagine
to tell us. Well, guess what? We haven't had an election
No, that was
coup
before.
where the
That was
rightful
only Andrew.
sitting
Didn't
president's
work.
been cheated out of an election. You're not going to find that
what?
case. It's a case of first impression. So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Go to the common law. There's this thing called fraud.
That's
Boom.
We
you mean
have
like from the
200
Magna Carta?
years of case law,
Boom.
tens of thousands of cases that describe fraud.
Go to the fraud.
And what
Boom.
happens when you prove fraud? It vitiates
Vitiates
all.
subsequent wrong
Null and
decisions,
void.
yes.
It's gone. And so you have different forms of fraud. One of which is fraud in the
I don't know about you, but Diamond and Silk has really got to work on their routines.
them based on your lie to get them to
Fraud.
sign off on a deal,
Boom.
but you're not being fair and square with them. You can make an argument that there's certainly a fraud in the inducement with the contract that we, the people,
A
have
fraudy
with
inducement?
our electoral representatives.
Sure.
But there's another type of fraud that's even more egregious,
Uh-oh.
and that's called fraud in the execution. That's
Oh,
like a
okay.
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
So I want you to think of something here. Let's say that
Okay.
it's my
That's
birthday.
how you do sleight of hand. Like
And
this.
all of you
That's how you
forgot it
trick
was
people.
my birthday. Shame on you. Shame on you. So I bring my birthday card.
Wishing up my baby.
And I said, it would really make my
bumblebee.
day
Won't
if
my
some of you would
mother
sign
be
off on
so
my
proud
birthday
of
card.
me? I am squishing
Would
up
you
my
sign my birthday card,
baby
sir?
bump. Does
No?
anybody
How
know
about
that
you?
song,
Who
or is
wants
that
to be a
just
good
like a
sport?
Kevin thing? Did I
All
make
right.
that up as a
Dr.
child?
Frank, would you please do that?
Happy birthday.
Ooh,
Now,
E.
Dr.
It's
Frank
all
got an autograph
over
here.
me.
Lo and
I'm
behold, he
licking
didn't
up my
understand that there was
baby
like a carbon
bumblebee.
sleeve that was over
Won't
it.
my
So
mother
he signed
be
the
so
dotted
proud
line,
of me?
and once you flip it up, it says, I,
Yeah.
Dr. Frank, hereby leave all of my earthly possessions to Professor Clements.
Why?
That is fraud in the execution.
He doesn't want that tie.
Every type of fraud that's committed in that way is void. A court can't enforce that fraudulent contract. The people, the litigants can't.
Uh-oh.
The same concept applies here. We have a contract or an understanding as to how our elections are supposed to work. And it looks like
At
through
random's on the
Dominion
phone.
and
Shh,
others,
everybody, at
who
random's
seem
on
to
the
be
phone.
The triggermen, the hitmen, they're participating in something that is de facto illegal.
Yes.
And that's the other thing. When you have gross illegality, gross illegality, you can't enforce that contract.
This is
So
gross.
It's void. There's so many ways to unpack this.
Right.
For sure.
Okay,
There have been many
but
fraudulent elections.
none of them apply to the election. None of what he just said applies to the election.
I can talk about that. You can
Okay.
talk about that.
Okay. Still waiting. What a surprise. They're behind on the whole. We're going to announce it. At 7 p.m., we'll be announcing a great... Suddenly he's Scottish, Mike Lindell. For my pillow. Get on down to my pillow. And it's 2 for 1.
And,
Are you having for a
Panic.
wee night's sleep, you wee bestie?
and then we would go, whew, we figured it out. We had the data ready. And then
Shoo.
the next day something would go wrong. It was like, oh no, panic at it. So up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
And then right in the middle of that,
Uh-huh.
we learned some interesting information about somebody who
Yeah.
we're going to reveal tonight.
Oh,
And then We had trouble
Hunter
getting
Biden?
that person here.
Hunter Biden?
And we have trouble with some of the information. So
Oh.
we're getting it ready at this minute.
Okay, so nothing's
it's
happening.
It's a fluid situation. It's a war situation.
It is
When
a
you're
fluid
in
situation
war,
in terms of
things
that
change.
it's
So
piss.
just bear with us. The cool thing is that you are experiencing it live.
That's not cool.
And this is real.
It's
and
way
this
cooler
is-
for us.
And this is history. So,
Oh.
I can just imagine them saying,
So this
no,
has already
at 7
happened?
o'clock,
I know.
we're all
Whatever
gonna
it
show
is
up
that
and
they're
sign the
announcing,
Declaration of Independence.
this has already
let
been
me try-
bandied
Are you
about,
ready?
I'm sure.
Let me translate really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so everyone's waiting for
Oh.
a big announcement because we've heard about it all day.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, he got whispered to.
Do you all believe that we have an enemy?
Yes, we have an enemy.
Do you believe that
You
that
guys.
enemy exerts pressure on people that are trying to find their courage
Yes.
to tell you what they know?
Is it Satan?
Then would you believe that right now, in this very minute, we're wrestling with that very issue of someone who wants to share something but is scared to death?
Oh,
So
Literally scared
So
to
can
literally,
we,
they're dead? Someone is
let's
dead
think with
in
our
the
heart.
auditorium?
perhaps
Literally
even say a
dead?
prayer that
And they
someone
were
would
scared to
find
death? I
their
guess that's a
courage
heart attack.
because they're putting
Could be
themselves in
diagnosed
harm's way
as a
to give
stroke.
You something that you desperately want to hear.
I've
what we're
heard
dealing
of
with
people
right now.
laughing to death. You can literally do
so
that. It's
I wish we
asphyxiation
could just
from laughter,
Crack
which
that
is
whip
what I've
and
been
make it
trying to
happen, but
avoid
you're
all
not
day.
the one up here. You're not going to be the one on the hot seat.
Right.
So please bear with us.
I can talk about something else about that because I know part of one of the other reveals is that we had planning 2 reveals tonight. Another one is that
I might
people
choke to death on this if
ask
they
me,
keep making me laugh.
as when Mr. Lindell was given the PCAPs on January 7th or January 9th, what else has he just been sitting on his butt?
Okay, PCAPs are packet captures. That's just the lines of code that your router spits out and remembers. It's just basically computers communicating with each other. And they are misinterpreting all of them. It's all delegitimatized.
Our cyber experts in before, during.
Lindsay! Hi.
You talk about an audit in Maricopa, but think about it.
Okay.
Every step of that is fought by the establishment. You have to.
The Republicans?
Because
the Senate Republicans ordered it.
Level of access.
So they're
How would
not
you
the
like to have somebody
establishment?
come
The
and say,
Senate
"We'll give you complete
of
access,"
Arizona is not
right
the
from the
establishment?
Let's
Okay.
take this gentleman's question.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
no. It's a question. Let's listen. Question. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. The judiciarium is broken.
The
people.
judiciarium is broken.
I think, okay, so good. No, this is the question I get from everyone.
Yeah.
We know that there was cheating.
What the fuck is wrong with
Repeat the question. The question is the gentleman says, what if we get our complete case together
Yep.
and you've got everything ducks in a row, it's proven in court, but what do we do?
No. He's actually talking about one step removed.
Oh.
It doesn't.
It doesn't go to court. What do we do?
So, okay.
Yeah, because the judiciary arm fails.
All right.
Yes. Then what do we do?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the reality. Earlier today, I talked about this. The way to think of what's going on as.
Oh, is that Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, let me wrap up this
Oh,
answer.
he's back. He's got this is going to change the
I'm
world,
comparing
everybody.
what we're seeing across the country as a boat trafficking organization,
Okay.
much
What?
like a drug trafficking organization.
What?
Guess what? I had drug traffickers that were out there, and I knew who they were.
Mm-hmm.
I knew who they were. They thought they were never going to get caught. We
Yeah.
also had to build our case, and sometimes they were trafficking drugs for more.
Okay, Mike's going to announce that it's going to be September 12th when they're going to finally there's nothing's going to happen here.
To build that case. So, what I can tell you.
The wicked media, the lamestream, the snake media, they've stopped it. So they've somehow blocked it. Social media, Mike Zuckerbuck, he's blocked everything.
To me, because I've done it and I've seen it. So the same.
I'm eating mac and cheese because I got a hockey game later, so I got to get my carbs and mac and cheese with some chicken in it, and sour cream and garlic and onion and what else? Yeah, that's about it.
You just don't have enough people that are demanding what I'm demanding.
Yeah.
So it's truth time.
Is that your microphone
what this
matches
is all
your
about.
tie? It's a good demand,
Right?
honestly.
I wish I could give you
I
more
like
than
your
that, but
rider.
I'm not in control. But keep praying.
Keep praying. That's going to do a lot of good. Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the big announcement?
You guys think I want to great. It's awesome.
Okay, Mike?
All right. I'm sorry I'm late, but there was a development.
Oh,
This story's all over the news, but we have them in the back.
stories all over the
I was
news.
bringing people here from Colorado in my plane, and while they were on the way here, her office got raided. And it's just what we're talking about today, but they're going to come out here in a little bit and tell you what happened before, why was their office raided?
Just have them out. Okay?
And there's things, there's a lot of complications now in this. So when they come out, I'll wrap it at the end. But what you're going to hear right now will be right up to this point, because now, after what happened, we don't know what kind of why they did it, what they did, the ones that raided her. And what I'll probably end up doing, I don't know. I got to make a decision here, and they are too. They're back there with a lot of people. But
yeah,
it's a scary situation. It's what everybody gets in when they're going. They're doing their job, and then all of a sudden they take over within fear. Put the fear into them, and we know it just happened. You guys were going to hear something. You're still going to hear. It's all over the news now, but you're going to hear from them. But I will tell you,
I don't know if it is.
I have a red team here. This is kind of a godsend.
What?
When they're done talking, that red team is going to be doing stuff here, which
they're going to blow up the Death Star? Or will that be blue team this time?
And they're going to be, it'll probably be Thursday. It'll be a second part of this that's even bigger. Right now, they're getting ready. I'm going to let them, when they get up here, I'm going to let them tell the story, because I just had to hear it in the back. And
I just seen them back there.
What timing?
And I heard some planes to fly overhead. So they're going to come out here. And
this is what we talk about, the media. And this is the media. The media, here we go. Stuff broke in the media.
Right.
And you're going to hear it.
The media reported things.
Social media site.
Uh-huh.
And then the media, and then all the media. This is what we're fighting, everybody. They almost didn't want to come up here. They almost didn't want to come up here. And I'm in the back going, you know what? Where does it end? Where does it end when you can attack people for no reason? They didn't do anything other than they wanted to, help out this country. It's got to stop now. I'm back there, and I'm back there, and they were going, no. There. There's people back there going, no, you shouldn't go on, you shouldn't go on.
Don't.
But they're coming on. There's millions and millions of people watching from around the world. I said, this is your protection. If everybody knows they're going to do it, you can't count on being protected by the law anymore or by the care.
Yeah, so use discount code unprotected.
They take you to court.
For 2 for $1 My Pillow.
Sue you like Dominion and put fear into people. This is horrible what's going on.
Yeah.
It's got to stop now. It's got to stop now. These are politicians. What you're going to hear is involved. I believe it involves the Secretary of State.
Oh.
But it involves the state of Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
So today you're going to see it. They're coming on. But I just want to tell you, I sat back there. I said, no, you need to come on. Your protection is everybody got to hear it. It's kind of like one of those things. It's too late to close the gate. The cows are out of the barn. And you know what? We didn't have that. We didn't have that before. Like my pillow. When I put it out as an infomercial, it went big right away because it was on all the media, right? Well, here, anything we put out, I told them in the back, whatever they did this, wherever they're doing this, it will get suppressed in the news, or you will be fear of getting sued or something. That's what it is, or fear, or worse,
Okay.
This has been going on since the election in this country. Threats. Dominion doesn't just take people to court. You get threatening letters. The first letter I got from them sounded like a mafia letter I used to be back in the day when I owed football bets to the mafia. Stop talking.
He was also a crack addict, by the way.
It wasn't. Or you're
Colorado is Griswold, right? Gina Griswold.
They're getting ready. They're talking. They're getting ready. And you guys ready?
30 seconds. Ready to talk?
30 seconds. But I just wanted to tell you, because I know the expectations were here, but this is even bigger news. You're going to see it's all over the news right now, but to get on the way here, her office gets raided. I mean, and I don't know the whole story. I just heard up there. I don't even know what story's out there in the news. I just know they were coming here.
But you know that it's all over the news.
To say quite a bit, and it was. I know the whole
Let's
thing.
look.
But now
Let's
we
look.
do need to get one thing. Where it's fortunate we have a red team here. Remember, Colonel was up here, the red team. Well, what you're going to hear is we're not going to just go, oh, I'm in fear and I'm not going to go out there and tell the world. If you know, we can't
all
do
over
it
the news
anymore.
is the Senate passing the infrastructure bill. 69 to 30, including 19 Republicans. 69. Nice. It's the year I was born. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
This is what, oh, here we are we ready to go? All right, come on, all.
Okay,
everyone.
a ton of people watching right now. He's right about that. It's crashing their servers. That's why we've got the... Oh, you know what? It actually could be that I checked out YouTube. Or checked out YouTube TV. Brought to you by @random. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to close this for now so we get our internet stream back. Yay! Almost done. About time.
They're very brave. I'm telling you, all three of you.
Yeah.
And why don't you guys, I'm just going to let you tell the story. Who would want to start?
I'll start, I guess.
Okay.
I'm Sean Smith. I'm a citizen, a veteran.
That's a
I'm from
totally real
Colorado,
name.
And I've got a lot of questions for our election officials. But they don't like questions. They refuse to answer the questions. In fact, we have a Secretary of State who is drunk with power, who makes decrees
Literally?
like the kind that no third-party election audits are permissible in the state. She makes some emergency decrees, and when we query her in accordance with state law, Colorado Open Records Act, for the basis of her declarations that they're forbidden, she refuses to answer in violation of the state law. We had over 1,000 citizens submit comments to her hearing, which she refused to separate from the general rules hearing. They had 3 hours of citizen testimony, cut it off. There were still 50, 60 citizens waiting that entire 3-hour period.
Okay.
She canceled the next session where they were supposed to hear the rest of those hearings and just proceeds with the hearings. Our Secretary of State is lawless, and at every turn she appears to be attempting to prevent citizens from determining what is true in Colorado elections.
Okay, well,
There
Colorado
are elections.
is not a disputed state.
Everything that can be destroyed by the truth should be destroyed by the truth. And Jenna Griswold is
All right,
in between
green hat American
citizens
flag
in
guy.
Colorado
What
and
is the
truth.
big news?
That's
It
right.
is Gina Griswold, apparently.
Thank you, Tom. Colorado is not lawless. We, the people, have had enough there, and we have found one elected official who's willing to stand up to the state and do what the people are asking, and that is to protect our vote. And so our clerk of Mesa County is here with us today because she took that on and took it serious. She was not a politician.
Seriously,
She
seriously,
was a
she took it
business owner,
seriously.
and her job
Seriously,
was to
it's an effort.
defend our vote, and that's why she's here tonight. So I want to just encourage you guys to hear for just a minute what's happened in Mesa County. This has been a light of the state. We've come under incredible duress due to Jared Polis, who is the governor of Colorado, and the overreaching, overbearing Jenna Griswold, Secretary of State. She is punishing us. She's weaponizing her office against an elected official who is doing exactly what we elected her to do, and that is protect us. So please help me welcome my friend and an amazing patriot who is doing
Hold the
exactly
microphone
what she
closer
should be
so you
doing
can
in
yell
protecting
louder.
and defending
That's
the
what
vote.
works. Like, right?
Clerk
Put it
and
in your
recorder
mouth.
Tina Peters.
Yell.
Thank you.
Everyone's really excited about these people they've never heard of again.
Thank you to you guys. Thank you to you guys.
Yay.
When I started having
That was Mike
citizens
Lindell
come to
clearing the
me
glasses.
and tell me that something didn't seem right. Something didn't seem right in our local city council elections. Something didn't seem right in our county from years ago to the 2020 election, and they wanted answers. And I said, you know what? If there's a there, we'll find it. And I've made that pledge to the citizens of Mesa County and all over Colorado.
did you find
that
it?
The people elected
Okay,
me.
but did you
Not
find
the-
it?
Not the Secretary of State. She has come into my office several times already
Yeah.
in the last 2 years since I've been the elected official, because I am a Republican, I'm a conservative, and she's not. And
That's why she's coming to your
weaponizes
office?
her position to attack people that disagree with her. And so I'm not, I mean, my son, who was a Navy SEAL for 9 years.
I don't accept
a lot of that
communism, and
blood
I'm not
runs
getting
through our
any money
veins.
from George Soros. If you'd like to send me some money, please become a patron. PayPal, Cash App. I'm just waiting for the news that's going to change the world.
4 years ago in a very tragic accident on duty. And, but you know what? When you've gone through, when you're a cancer survivor and you've gone through losing a 27-year-old son, there's not much people can do to you.
Right.
Right?
Okay?
So when the people came to me and they said, can you help us? Can you help us find something? And I said, if you bring the information to me, I'll look at it. And I think that's what we all should do, right?
Yeah.
Don't just turn a blind eye and say, well, you know, I believe this or I believe that, but really look at it.
Okay.
And because of that,
That's
I've
what we're
been
trying to do here.
persecuted. They've tried to take over my
So
elections
show
office
us.
because Mesa County election Mesa County is on the western slope of Colorado, and we are the last bastion of freedom in Colorado.
Wow.
So we would be
Why?
a big jewel in our governor and our Secretary of State's crown to take over my office and control the way
Okay,
you
but what
vote.
about the news that's going to change the
How do
world?
you like that?
What about the
at least
news?
the outcome of that vote, right? Dr. Frank? Yes.
So we have.
Dr.
we
Frank's
have
not there,
listened.
but-
I've listened to people. They send me things all over, and I've looked at it objectively.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some discrepancies there that I cannot deny. And I tell people, I say,
Yeah, go ahead, let
I
them talk.
can't unsee some of these things. If I'm going to be honest with the people in
Please
Mesa
do.
County and in
Yeah.
Colorado and with all of you, I
And me.
cannot unsee some of these things. So
Okay.
I'm willing to put myself out there.
I
I've been
don't think
attacked,
anyone is
slandered,
expecting you to unsee
everything
anything.
the media can do to me. Just yesterday, I
Remember
got
that
an
time
order
that
from the
Hawkeye
Secretary of
caught you and
State
Frank
that
right
she was
behind
gonna
the
invade my
outhouse?
elections
And
department
the
today,
outhouse
and
came
guess what?
tumbling down, and
When
you
I
guys
was
were like
on a
kissing, your
plane
leg
to
was
come
up on
see
his.
you kind folks,
That's
to
good-
talk to you
good
out
times.
there, guess what they did?
Oh, I miss your
They
show.
provided a search warrant and raided my office. We don't know what they were doing in there, because for several hours, they wouldn't even let my chief deputy clerk, who is the acting clerk for Mesa County when I'm absent, would not even let her observe what the Secretary of State and Dominion were doing in my office.
Alone for several hours in the voting room.
Alone.
Like you
Alone
and
with
Frank
no one that knew anything
behind the
about
latrine.
elections watching what they did. But they did do this.
What?
After several hours, they allowed my chief deputy to come in and they go, oh, look at this. Look, see, we found this.
That sounds like
I don't know
them.
what they did. I don't know what they did, but I can tell you
Yeah.
that I don't trust them. Because I don't trust
Okay.
them, we're going to find out.
But you
exactly
don't know
what's
what they
going on.
did.
What was the thing on? I thought you said there's something about some passwords that's out in the news.
Oh, yeah.
So
We
I-
need to talk
There's
about
something
that
about some
passwords.
passwords.
It's out in the news, all over the news now.
So I've been accused of passing down or allowing someone to expose our passwords at our elections office. And these just happen to be passwords that only the Secretary of State has. As a matter of fact, when they were in doing this trusted build in my office, they told me that
This
I'm
what?
not allowed to have those passwords, that only they are. And so I question that, because we have passwords to get in our system. Why do they have passwords I can't have to get in the back door of my system? Why is that?
Because
What
they're
do you
Dominion?
think? I don't know. That's a question that we need answers to, and we're
Well,
going to
that's
find
the
it.
agreement that the
I don't
state
know if
makes
the
with
Colorado
Dominion
Secretary
when
of
they
State
purchase
knows
the
anything
machines.
about elections at all.
That way, nobody at a local
But
level
if she does know anything,
can
she
change
ought
the
to know
programming
her
of the
own
machines.
passwords.
That's for security purposes.
So up until that point, my understanding is the social media post of the passwords wasn't associated with
George
Mesa
Soros
County.
is Canadian? I
So
didn't
the
know that,
Secretary of
Vincent.
State did two things.
That's awesome, because
One,
Dominion is
she told
100%
the world
Canadian
those are
owned, but
Mesa
I didn't
County
realize that George Soros was
administrative
Canadian. Well, that's
passwords
awesome.
or BIOS passwords.
I was born in Canada,
And then
so
she
I'm on
asserted
board.
that the
I wonder if
county
he plays
clerk
hockey.
might have released them, and she let all the media run with that. But she knows those are her staff's passwords.
And if you think that the left doesn't love stirring the pot, wow. They have been harassed. They've been violently threatened. The Secretary of State of Colorado has opened up Mesa County to incredible reproach throughout the state. The people are concerned for their own well-being now because of these radical actions that the Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, took. She could have called. She could have done something beneath the radar, but that's not what she chose to do, and that's the question, is why? Why
Discovery.
are they acting in this
Discovery
manner
in a
and drawing all of
lawsuit
this
that you
attention
guys
and even
refuse
saying
to
criminal
provide.
charges,
This is
or
my
looking at
guess.
criminal charges when nothing's been done, has been pointed out here tonight.
And you
And
guys
the
probably hid
intimidation.
some of the things.
They tried to intimidate and bully. I had to send my staff home yesterday. I said, take your laptops and go home. And because the calls were coming in after General Griswold put out a press release, that was the first I'd heard of it. Nobody gave me any warning that there was something wrong or that they felt was wrong. I had to send my staff home because of the hateful outpour from people.
They did a press release?
They did a press release.
Who did that? Secretary of State? Secretary of State's office did a press release. Are you kidding me? You mean the media would go along with this and wouldn't ask you anything? What's up with that, huh? The news. Remember what we're fighting for here? We're fighting to get past the fake news and the news that they're using. She came and raided her office on the way here. And the news, you know what it'll be? So we'll wait and see, because we're going to call them out like we've been doing all day. This is the hill to stand on, is our First Amendment right of free speech and getting past the media. They can do anything. People can commit crimes like the Secretary of State probably did. Doesn't seem suspicious. But who can cover up better than the media?
That's right.
I know there are decent reporters. I know there are. I've heard some of them. If you're a journalist, I beg you, stop doing your job for a minute and do your duty.
No, what's up with that is cheers, Cliff Clavin. This is Cliff Clavin.
Do your duty.
Live.
Do your duty.
Duty.
That's what we've been talking about.
Duty.
If you're a journalist tonight, maybe you sit and pray about it. Get on your knees
They've
and pray
been
about
knocking
it.
the media
Your
all day
duty
long.
to our country.
And the duty.
Ask Clerk Peters. Ask Clerk
OAN
Peters
is there.
if the
RSPN is
allegations
there.
are
I don't
true
know if there's
before
any
you
serious
publish them,
media there. I think
and put her staff
CNN
in
is
jeopardy.
there.
And the Secretary of State knew she was doing that and did it anyway. She could
Okay,
have
but
called,
where is the news?
Ask the Secretary
You
of State whose
promised
passwords
us
those are.
new evidence that was
And
going to change the
they're
world.
not the
100%
clerks or
absolute
her
proof.
staffs,
Where is
If
it?
they're the Secretary of State, then ask her,
This is Mesa
did your
County,
staff
Colorado.
release the passwords, or are the systems insecure? Which is it?
No.
Colorado
The
claims to be the gold
passwords that
standard
you
for
can't
voting
access
and for
are
voter
exactly what
integrity
make the system
and voter
secure.
outcomes. I think this is an incredible example of the opposite. How did her passwords get out to the public? She can't even answer that. What's interesting about Colorado is the same thing that's interesting, amazing across the country. We're all gathered here all across the United States here for one reason, to get to the truth about what's happened here in America. Because under this communist regime, we're all suffering. In Colorado, we are a red state. We know we are. And there are amazing people who are out there. They are verifying this. They're going door to door. They're doing the work to prove that our elections were stolen.
Secret ballots.
Yes, that our elections were stolen. And
They're
we're
the
not
supermoms.
letting these politicians dictate our lives anymore. They've taken everything from us.
They're going to knock on
I
127
wanna
million
say
doors, and they will
something, too.
figure this out.
Remember I said when I came out here, we have the red team we happen to have here. Okay?
What?
So we're going to come back on Thursday. This is just a side thing. Maybe we'll find out why they raid your office. Stay
Raid
tuned
it?
for Thursday, because I asked them.
Oh, so now we got to tune in Thursday again. We were promised news that was going to change the world.
It's horrific to our country. This is what we're living. This is lawfare. This is lawfare. This is fear of going to jail. You haven't done anything. This is fear of standing up for our country.
If they were hiding discovery, so when you do discovery in a lawsuit, you get all the information that you ask for from the other party. They have to produce the emails, they have to do whatever. If they give you the emails and it turns out that you can prove that there's something missing there, then that's illegal. You have to comply with a discovery order from the judge. And then your office gets raided, and they just take everything. That's likely what's happened here. I don't know if that's what happened. Because, again, it's not all over the news.
Okay. And then you have all the media out there, the narratives.
It could be half done, actually. The big news could be that the news will be coming.
The story we had coming in and they're on the way here on the plane, and they raid your
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
You know, this is.
He's listening to the audience. The audience is just blurting out.
Well, it's going to be Thursday because we do have a red team here, and you can't.
Red team.
There's a lot of reasons for what we're going to do.
What? Who is this red team? What?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So they're just going to a Q&A session now. The news that will
The
change the
Secretary of
world.
State's office is the one that issued, Jenna Griswold, which is the one that issued the demand, and got law enforcement come in on trumped-up charges.
Trumped-up
without
charges.
my being able to defend myself.
Okay, so law enforcement is coming after this woman,
No, it was.
Discount Hot Lips
it was,
Houlihan, and
well, I wasn't there.
this is
so,
the news?
She wasn't there.
It was a DA.
Man, I wish I was there,
and,
because I would be blurting out questions.
trying to think of
Just
who
think
else
it's
was
what
there,
a
but-
what
have
you
been
know.
an
This is
investigator.
it. What a wake up call, though. All of you politicians
Just
are the
one
representatives.
question.
We have
What the?
47
And a
states
follow-up, if
represented.
you will.
Yes, that's
Fuck.
awesome.
You know,
That's
47 states represented. These are you guys are all the patriots here. You used to come here for your state. You're not afraid that they put a camera on you. Your CNNs, you know, Fox ain't here, but those CNNs and put a camera on
Fox
here.
isn't
so
there.
you
They've
live
been
in fear.
complaining about that
you
all
guys
day.
bravely came. You
Oh, yeah.
bravely came
Bravely.
here because you know what?
To
a lot of you
South
probably
Dakota.
had
I
fear
would not
going,
go to South
"Oh, if
Dakota
I
right
come
now.
there,
It's
be seen
crazy there.
You know, I'm going to be a target. We
Yeah.
can't. You know what?
Head down to
When
Sturgis.
there's 50 million or 100 million or 200 million or 300, we can't all be targets then. You know, you can't all be targets. That's why we got to get out the word now and not live in fear.
What is the word?
The more we tell,
What?
the more we tell to the world what's going on in this
What is
country.
going on?
What went on? This was an
So
attack
tell
on
us.
China on our election. Communism has took over. We
Tell us
skipped
what
right
happened
over
to your
socialism.
election.
And then you have these bad actors.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of Secretary of States. This is just an example, and we're going to
29 Republican
But I'll tell
secretaries
you,
of states?
Look at Brad Rassenberger. I can say that. You know,
You
look
cannot
at
say
Brad Rassenberger.
Rassenberger.
We got
That
a
is not
list
his
of it.
name, so
These
no,
are the people,
you cannot
these
say
elected
that.
officials. Well, how do you think they got elected? It probably wasn't by us.
Elections.
Probably by cheating, by hacks, by cyber. George Soros, we got that movie. By the way, if everybody
George
missed the
Soros, we
movie,
got
or
that
we're gonna
movie.
play it
George
one more
Soros,
time
we
a
got
little
that
later.
movie.
And then,
Yeah.
because that movie needs to be sent out worldwide. Did you guys see that yet?
It is. It's on the internet.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
tell
they've
us
shown
more
the movie
about
like
the
3 times
Secretary
now.
of State.
And
your
it's
state.
movie. It's
Well,
like 19 minutes
Gary
long.
Potter just released a story letting us know where all of her funding came from. Would you like to know how Jenna Griswold her election was paid for?
George Soros. Is it George Soros?
You know, it's Soros as always. They are planting and positioning people, and
I
that's why
win.
this is so important that we get to the bottom of the voting. We have to know and understand what's going on with the voting systems in every state because they're taking over, the progressive leftists are taking over our states by stealing our elections. And if we can prove it, we
You can't.
have to prove it. We
You
have to do
can't.
what's necessary to get it
A,
out to the public.
it's
and
not
get it out
happening.
to the forefront.
B, if
We have
it was
64
happening,
counties in
they
Colorado,
are
and we have
so
one
much
clerk
smarter than
who
you
would
are.
stand up for us and
Yeah.
who would fully investigate.
All 50
And
states, and you haven't been
can
able to
never
prove
know
it
what
in
the fallout is
one.
going to be of being
Give
brave
up.
and coming forward. But what else is there? What else is there? This is what we've got. And we've got to protect what we have.
She's a vampire,
It's our
by the way. Did you
obligation,
guys see
it's
her
our
feet?
duty, as Colonel Sean Smith said.
Look,
This is
she's
what
a
we have,
vampire.
and we have to stand or we will lose it all.
Guys,
that's not
no
being
wonder it
dramatic
took till
anymore, is
she
it?
had she couldn't come out during the
No.
daytime.
It just
And
takes
by,
one.
by not
Just
being
takes
able
one
to
stand up.
communicate because of the media.
We'll
being
go back
the
to her
worst
when she's
blockers.
back on screen today. You
And
guys will
of-
see
of-
she's
they're
clearly a
the
vampire.
enemy of the people too. The media, the bad media. They know who we are. We know who the good ones are.
Oh,
But there's very few. The journalists.
Speaking
in
of
this
scary,
country.
speaking of
you know
some
what?
monsters.
We'll see what the headlines are going to be tonight.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Gee, you're
Governor
talking about
Cuomo
this
resigns.
How do you think they're going to
infrastructure bill
We'll have to
passes.
wait for that to come. Is it already in the news?
That's like
yeah.
napping.
Oh, so it's
Any
already
one of those
been
headlines
followed.
is going to be ahead of this.
Somehow they always know ahead of time.
It's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that something?
It's amazing.
Is it?
They probably know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just a
To see
minute.
her face.
I-
They already got the narrative wrote up.
That's right.
Oh, it's already wrote up.
Seriously.
He's seen it. Random question from the audience. That'll help. If you take one step closer, then you'll hear her. So, nice going, Mike. Smart, smart, smart. Another step, lean in. It's an auditorium.
Fold gate or dust gate.
Oh, Dustgate. Something's happening with Dustgate.
I,
Okay, well, George Soros, really, with the dusting.
I mean, my stuff that I have, as you can see those packets going by, it's all about the cyber attack, capturing all that data.
Is that what your stuff is? Well, what happened with the news that was going to change the world at 7 p.m.
All the other
Central?
stuff, there's so many other things that went on.
Okay,
but I have
so
stayed
tell us.
Hyper-focused on it because we already have the evidence. This is what you need to know, everybody. We already had the evidence. They had the evidence in November, December, but we didn't have the evidence we needed. We needed to get rid of the machine evidence. We needed to know this cyber attack because if we had evidence for other stuff and it flipped states the election, it didn't matter. We wouldn't be where we're at right now. Remember, we got to get rid of the machines, melt them down, make prison bars out of them, and that's it. We do.
It's not going to work well with plastic.
Yes.
Yes, whatever she said.
All right, come on up.
Oh, person from the audience is going to just testify. This is the news, by the way. This is the time that they announce news that will change the world. Does anybody in the audience have any ideas? Anybody at all? Random person, can you please come up and change the world? Yes, I just think that
Good evening, everyone. I'm Virginia State Senator Amanda Chase.
oh, it's Virginia State Senator Amanda Chase. I think she's on NPR, is she not?
I am the only legislator from Virginia here. And I know that there are many of you who are legislators here as well, and I'd ask you to stand at this time so maybe we can connect later today. If you're a legislator, can you
Or
stand
just see me after, because I'm not going to remember. I got a lot of hairs cut. Yeah.
So what I want to tell you, there
Oh,
we go,
look, they turned her mic on.
is so I'm in session right now, and I am skipping. For 6 years, I've
And
never
I'm
missed a
skipping.
day in the
I'm
Senate.
ignoring my job.
For 6 years, and I chose to come here because I believe that your heart is in the right place.
I believe the
As a
children are the
small
future.
businessman, and let me tell you something. Mike Lindell has put his personal fortune on the line. He's been attacked, persecuted. I want you to know I have been too, but I'll tell you that later.
Ooh.
And so we've got a band
Sounds like
together,
Mike's
and
got
I've
a
never been
date.
more encouraged to be here because, like I said, in Richmond, we're in session right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have, and I got censured in the Senate for saying this. The 2020 presidential election was stolen.
From whom? Again, we're looking for evidence. Anything
and then
you
I
got.
had the audacity to go to the January 6th Stop the Steal rally to stand with my president.
Yes.
I was cited for being an insurrectionist
Uh-huh.
by 3 Republicans and the rest of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
They stripped me from every last one of my committees. They put me in the corner. They built a plexiglass wall around me on the floor of the Senate because I
Shaming.
refused to wear a mask because I
Okay.
think that's socialism. They try to
Master
hate-
socialism. Check that. Yeah. For some reason. Because the virus
They have
belongs to
stolen
everyone.
the House, the Senate. I live in a Marxist state right now, and I'm pissed. I'm one of those
Okay.
moms in 2015 who got really pissed off and ran against an establishment Republican, a rhino, and I won.
Okay, so you replaced Republican with a
But let
Republican.
me go back to, they're in session right now packing our courts. And that's what they're going to try to do in your legislatures next. They're going to steal your House, your Senate, your governor's races. Then they're going after your courts. They're doing that today in Virginia. And I left the floor of the Senate. And by the way, I want to thank Josh Barnett and David Jose and Heather Mitchell.
Oh, Heather
for
Mitchell.
helping us because
I love that song
actually-
about
Wendy
in
Rogers,
winter and
State
she's
Senator
skating
Wendy
away.
Rogers,
She wished she
and
had a
Senator
river.
Borelli
She's the best.
hosted my team
Borelli
in
makes
Arizona when
pasta.
they were doing the audit, and they were teaching us how to submit.
By the way,
notices
there's
and
like a Star
affidavits.
Trek
Guess
logo
what?
up
Here's
there.
some good
Hold on,
news.
go back.
Yesterday,
I go back?
on the floor of the
Oh, I
Senate,
can't
because
rewind
the
it all.
governor
I'll
called
try and
a
catch it next
special
time.
Session, I decided I'd take advantage to let them know that I wasn't real happy that they rejected my budget amendment for $70 million out of the $4.3 billion federal dollars of our taxpayer money they were spending. I figured, $70 million is nothing, right? For
$70 million.
restoring our integrity in our elections and the confidence of our voters. They would not even accept my budget amendment. And so,
Go back to the wide shot.
during the conference report, I said, well, I think you're missing something here. We're missing a $70 million budget amendment by we the people. And the people of Virginia, not legislators, we the people, they drove to my house the night before session, brought me over 4,000 notices and some affidavits, and I had those with me on the floor of the Senate yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? Here it comes.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Uh-huh.
So I gave them a courtesy. I said, I have a big surprise for you today.
Okay. Well, where's the thing?
So I served during session yesterday.
Yes.
4,000 notices and affidavits
Uh-huh.
to the Senate of Virginia, and is recorded. It is documented online in Virginia.
Yep.
VirginiaGeneralAssembly.gov. You can
Yep.
go see it there.
Oh boy, can we? Should we pause?
Washington Post was there. Richmond Times-Dispatch was there.
Okay.
All the media, they sit right in front of me on the floor of the Senate.
All right.
And I told them yesterday, we actually went, before we got on the plane yesterday to come, I said, tomorrow and the rest of this week, they're going to be meeting through Wednesday. I'm not going to participate in your packing of the courts, and people are going to know that I did not participate in this because I'm going to be in South Dakota with Mike Lindell.
Okay. What is that? We were supposed to guess that? Oh, here, look. Look.
Thank you. But what I
Look,
wanna
there's a
say is
Star
I wanna
Trek.
thank
That's like a
Dr.
Star
Frank
Trek
because
insignia.
he's come to Virginia and
What
been
is
on
this?
Some of our
Is that
calls.
Space Force?
We have in Virginia, we have a call that I spearhead twice a week.
Are they like?
Bring
Do they
all
think
of
they're
the
there for
grassroots
like a
leaders in
Trek
Virginia
event?
to discuss what we're going to do and to put together.
Yeah, as close as we got to
But I wanna
Comic-Con
encourage
here in
those of
South
you who
Dakota,
live
so
in
we
the
thought we'd
Democrat
just come on
trifecta.
by and dress as Klingons.
That you can still do something. You've got to mobilize the people.
So it turns out all the
Just like the
Republicans think we're
left
black
did, all
people,
during
and
the
they're all
last
treating
summer
us
with all
really
the
nicely.
rioting and the looting
And they walk
all
away
of that.
whispering to themselves. I don't
And
know.
we must demand every single state across the United States of America. We have seen what they have shown us today.
Right.
We have to have
Which is
a
nothing.
forensic audit in every single
Hey,
state.
I'm beginning to
single
suspect that we're not going to get news that's going to change the world with this.
Senator, you're exactly right. And Senator, I just want to say the people of Colorado are demanding a forensic audit in Colorado. So it's not a shock that the Secretary of State has chosen to
Forensic
weaponize her
audit
office.
is just not a thing. They're
You
just
know, when you
saying
talk about
forensic
the
to make it
election
sound
rules
like
that are
it's
creating
something.
these
It's
Democrat
not.
states. Mail-in ballots automatic voter registry. We have over 5,000 dead people who voted in Colorado. We have 25,000 people who don't live in the state of Colorado who voted. We have new rules saying that we can't
They have 5,000 people who live in in Colorado that voted?
That only the Secretary of State can audit her own self? Since when do we trust the government? When do they
that's just
ever
it. We
audit
just don't trust the
themselves?
government
When
at
do
all.
they
Okay.
ever tell themselves no? It's never happened. There are other foolish rules that come into play. Being able to print off your own ballot at your own home. I'm sure that's going to go over real well.
Okay.
I feel that this is going to be a very integraful election the next time
Oh,
around.
integraful.
We believe that these people are creating rules to cover up what they've already done.
Oh,
and Virginia
vampire.
is
That's
such
right.
a great example
Here.
of that, full of amazing
Look.
conservatives who've been robbed of their birthright of freedom there. It's the home
Clearly
of
a
our
vampire.
nation.
Am I wrong?
Virginia.
Look at her.
Do you know when you bring up you brought up how many dead people? Say that again.
Over 5,000 dead people voted in
Okay,
Colorado.
now let me tell you this. We've talked
They didn't. But we need to fix this election fraud, Lestat.
about this all day, everybody. What does that prove? 5,000 dead people didn't vote. They needed them for the 2010 census report for this cyber hack from China. If Dr. Frank proved down there
What?
that you can do in every single state if you get, what do you need to get? The registration voter rolls, right?
That's
When he
right.
started
Okay.
out getting them, everybody could get them. Do you know now? Try and get it from your state, from your Secretary of State.
Exactly.
You can't. They blocked it.
That's right.
What's
They blocked
nighttime
it.
there?
So when you talk about dead people voting and all this stuff, every single thing proves one thing.
What?
Of course they didn't vote. You think one person went out there and filled out 5,000 things?
No.
It's because of the world we're in. Cyber forensic, cyber attacks, that when you can take anything. You can go take the pipeline
Banana.
thing. You can hack into credit cards. They can get money.
I can hack into a banana?
businesses, They can get this. But you know what? When you take an election,
Yeah.
you take everything in one grab.
That's right.
Because you know what? If we'd have waited any longer, look what's happened until we skipped over socialism right to communism. Every day that goes by, you're seeing stuff getting done that doesn't help anybody in this country, whether you're a Democrat or Republican.
Give us
They're
an
taking
example.
our country and destroying it piece by piece and as fast as they can. It's like we're in a race. We're in a race.
And we're
And there
rabbits?
is no 2022 or 2024 unless we address 2020.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're just not going to have the elections.
So I was
And then I want to say this.
Okay, but what's
all
the big news?
politicians,
The big
like
news,
all
Mike.
of you,
The
you
big
know,
news.
When one thing I learned for me, I got to meet. I wasn't in politics, being an
You were a
ex-addict.
crack addict,
You know, in
yeah.
the summer of 2016,
Right.
I've heard the story. I met Donald Trump. And
You finally found a president who's like,
But I'll
give
tell
me
you
the
what,
crack addicts.
I didn't think politics affected me. I really didn't back then. Of course, I didn't pay attention. But you
'Cause
think
you
of
were a
it,
crack
it
addict.
affects every single thing we do. They can make the new rules, and it's over. It's over. But I have met, out of all the politicians I met, and I met on both sides, Republicans, Democrats, it didn't matter. People that are even in government that aren't even elected down there. And here's what I have found.
Yeah, 2022 is canceled. We're going right to
99% of them.
2023
It's a
and then
high
on to
number.
2025, and
Either
there
have
will
a
be no
party
more
agenda
Olympics.
or a
That's how much
political
people
agenda or a
hated the
personal
Tokyo
agenda.
Olympics. Sorry.
And that
That's the way it is.
that is bizarre. I mean, I can count on two hands, including our great president, Donald Trump, that he had
can
one
count on two
agenda to
hands.
help our country and people, all people,
Right.
all people.
Oh, bad ball.
So when we get this election fixed and we melt down those machines and make them into prison bars,
Yeah,
and
yeah, we
we get
got
this
it.
election
Prison
pulled down
bars.
and get that righted, then from that point on, not only are you going to have the best elections here and in the world, but we're going to elect
Here and in the
politicians
world.
that have the people's back.
Amen.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Amen.
You
Amen.
know, real fast too, I know, Amanda, you want to finish, but I do want to just take a moment and acknowledge one of the major instigators and
She's gonna have a show on OAN or Fox News within a week.
Movement with these amazing super moms all throughout
Those
the
vampires
nation. I know
can
A lot
talk.
of you guys are here today.
It's gonna be a nighttime
And
show,
I think
by the
that's
way.
why
You'll see.
We're here with Clerk Peter. She's a Gold Star mom. She's a super mom who saw.
She's a super mom. She's a Gold Star mom.
And we moms have such a calling on our lives. And Amanda, you're such an example of that too.
Our moms are only,
We are gonna
you know,
do
we
this.
moms,
not
we're
gonna stop
less
because our
than
babies deserve to go up. They deserve
50%
to
of the
grow up in a free
population are
nation.
moms.
And let me tell you something. The
Yeah.
thing that the media keeps asking me is, give me the proof.
Right.
Show me
Yes.
the proof.
Yes.
And so here's my answer to that.
Okay.
Show me an election integrity audit, and I'll show you the proof.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, but multiple audits have been done. Maricopa County alone has had 4 different
I've
audits.
done 3
Now a 5th.
tweets. I think I'm not a big social media person. I've
Really?
done 3 tweets, I think, in my entire life. One of them was "My body, my right" when it comes to the jab, and the other
Okay.
one was that to Senator Toomey.
It's my
in
body, my
Pennsylvania
choice,
when
by
he
the way.
kept
You got one of
saying
3
things
tweets
that I
wrong.
knew were incorrect, and so I put a tweet out and I said, you know,
Did ya?
I said, okay, number one,
Yeah.
you can run a ballot through a Dominion system more than once.
Right?
Number two, if there was a nefarious actor, they can program that computer to do whatever they want it to do.
They can't. They don't have the passwords.
And
Remember like
and
10
then I
minutes
said
ago?
a couple other things.
Okay.
At the end of that tweet, as much characters as I had, and I
280.
said, you're
Yeah.
complicit or you're dirty. Look
Okay.
at Eric Coomer. Woo! I unleashed the media, boy. I
Okay,
tell you,
complicit
I
or
got
dirty
it.
are the same
and
thing.
what they try to do is they try to shame you, and they try to put you down to shut you up. And so I had the Secretary of State leaning
The who?
on
The Secretary of State?
our Colorado County Clerks Association, 64 counties in Colorado, and he calls me up. He goes, Tina, you gotta tone it down. And I said, well,
Yeah.
let me ask you something.
Who's saying
So,
this?
Matt, is it true that you can, number one, I said that you can run as many ballots as you want through the Dominion software?
No, not as many
He
as you
goes,
want.
"Yeah."
No.
I said, number two, if there was a nefarious actor, could they write, scripts in
No,
there
you
to
you
do whatever
you
they
have
want do?
to
Because, I said,
you have
"So
to
what's the
discard the batch, and then you can do it
problem?" He
again.
couldn't answer.
The problem is the truth.
It won't accept the ballots
But I'm
twice. You have
ashamed.
to discard it.
I'm still
You
being
have to
perfectly
discard
They
it,
true.
can't
and it
find
doesn't
fraud
count.
because they're not looking for it.
They don't want to
And
find
you
it.
can't find fraud because they won't let you look for it.
Right.
But the
Or
elections belong to
You
us.
can't find fraud
They
because
belong
everyone's
to
looking
us.
for it, and it doesn't
If you find an
exist.
elected official who will stand with the people, stand with them.
That's right.
And if they won't, remove them from office because they're unfit.
How? In an election?
They're
Good
unfit.
luck with that.
Where were my bipartisan judges today to witness the Secretary of State being in my office? The Democrat Secretary of State being in my office doing who knows what kind of little doo-doo with my machines. Where were the bipartisan set of judges? Where was
Voodoo
my
with
representation
machines.
Exactly.
in there?
And you know what? That's the problem. They're using fear tactics to scare everyday average people into being quiet. And we have to.
But
be
it's you guys. You guys are
some
not
of our
everyday
founding
average
fathers
people.
Who risked
You are
everything
elected officials.
to stand up to the tyrants. Right? You have to stand up to these tyrants, and that's every
Just
last
takes
one
one.
of you.
Just takes one.
And
one of
don't
you.
fear the media.
It's now an
anymore.
hour,
That's right.
They
and we
can't
do not
hurt
have any
us
news
anymore.
that is going to
They
change the world.
lie,
It's
they
been an hour.
don't talk like Fox. You know what? And don't be afraid if someone calls you something from the media or Alan Duke and Facebook fact checkers put the
Get your
something
your
of your-
Facebook
something's
first
not
checker.
true. It's just the opposite. Just like when we say the big lie is the big lie.
Oh, yeah?
Anything
Is
they
that the
say
big
is
lie?
fake news is real news,
Fake
and
news.
anything they say you go
It's
the opposite.
opposite
It's pretty
day.
easy,
I
right?
finally
and I'll
get
tell you what,
it.
you want to stick with journalists. You
Thank
stick
you,
with the ones
judges.
that are out there telling
Okay,
the truth.
so when he
We hope
said
that this,
at
during
7
this
o'clock
symposium, these
Central
3 days,
Time, they're going to have
that we
big
with
news that's going to change
journalism
the
back.
world,
You bring
that means that
media
they're
back
not going to have
telling
any
you the
news
problem is
that's
we've
going to
seen the
change
video.
anything.
Soros has bought all the
Okay,
media.
now I
can
get
go-
it.
I can go down media and
stand
who owns
together.
it and stuff.
I mean, I don't get
this
it,
is
but-
our voice of free speech. If you have that, you have it all. You take an election, you have the media, you can put out your
The
own
people at the
narrative.
table are still
We
talking
don't
to each
know
other,
why.
not realizing their
You're,
mics are on.
On the way here, she gets her office raided. We're going to find out.
Well, the
Better than
timing's
getting
been
your office
unbelievable because
skated.
The solutions are here. You are the solution. John Wayne is dead and the cavalry's not coming. We are
I
the
hate it when the
answer.
cavalry doesn't
We
come.
are- we're
When
the
is the
solution.
cavalry coming?
We are what we are looking for. And that's what this time together is for, is to come up with those solutions.
We
to
are what
protect
we
one
are
another
looking for.
And defend our right to preserve
Here I
our own
am.
backyards. It's God-given. It's not man-derived. And it sure is
It's not Mandarin.
derived.
One
So
person
thank you,
can make a
Jesus, for
difference.
this time. Thank you for all of you guys. And Mr. Lindell, thank you for the sacrifice.
So
that you've made.
Jesus organized all this? A guy named Jesus?
Thank you, Mo. And we're gonna have on Thursday. Remember, we got a red team here, and we're gonna dig into some stuff because
I
it doesn't
don't
make
know what that
sense.
means.
Isn't the timing weird? And you'll see it all over the news tonight.
Yeah.
Well, you know the truth.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna
Okay.
dig, and we're gonna pull out even more of the truth. You know what they're talking about out there now? They're trying to discredit during all this. Now they're trying to discredit
What?
where the data came from that I have. It is what it is. So here we are on the first day. There isn't one of them that said, they could have said, hey, this isn't from the 2020 election, like they're supposed to show. Not
Yeah.
one of them, everybody. Even the fake news fact checkers lead stories. You remember what he did do?
What?
In that
Who?
six-page data over there, he said, 2 of them are the same. Well, gee, I'm sorry. I had 50 states made and they put 2 in there. We're checking on that. He might be lying. Wouldn't that be something? The fake check, the fake book fact checkers
The
lying.
fake book facts?
Never.
Wouldn't that be something?
That's what we have to break through.
Yeah, they've
is
been
this
streaming
media.
packets this
And
whole
so,
time.
like,
They
if
call
we
them,
wouldn't have to live in fear. We can't live in fear.
what are the
It's a
Pebcats?
badge of courage. If you're
That's an old tech
if
joke.
they're attracted
No,
to you,
nobody
because
would
of
get
your
that.
Message, it's almost like a badge of courage. You know you're doing something right.
No weapon formed against us
Shall prosper.
Right.
Amen.
So can I just finish? Because I'm ready to go sit down. I didn't plan to come up here at all. This was like very spontaneous.
Nobody planned
But,
anything today,
when this is
sweetheart.
over, could I just ask that all the legislators come forward? I see Representative
Come
Benjamin
forward.
here.
Now you're gonna go
Mark
down in front of the
mentioned
stage.
that
Everybody's gonna.
opportunity
You want them all to come to
he's
the
a champion
stage?
as well in Arizona. But if y'all could just come down front, I would love to exchange business cards and then set up a weekly call.
Or just do it in the
where we
lobby.
Can collaborate as
You got 72
legislators
hours of
and
this, so.
encourage each other.
Mike Lindell says he's going to go for 72
47
hours straight.
states are represented here, everybody.
That was right before the break.
Oh,
I'm not seeing a ton of legislators
Anybody
come
we can
forward.
do some
Nobody.
questions if anybody wants questions.
Nobody moves. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Questions. Okay, what's the big announcement?
Have backup. Was all of the information kept in your office, or did you have backup?
That's a good question. I think Thursday we will be talking more about that. So make sure you're here.
So you can't
We
even
have
tell
a
us
Colorado
about
representative here in
the
the House.
thing that you're...
Representative Ron Hanks in the back.
Are we... Is it sweeps week?
Get
Why
on up
Thursday?
Here. This guy's our hero.
Why not tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. You could tell us now.
Retired Colonel Ron Hanks. Deserving of all of that.
All of that, 4 people applauding.
That's right.
Okay, he's going to hold the mic. That gives me a lot of free hands. Now I got it.
That gives you 2 free hands. Exactly 2 free hands, sir. Okay, so he's standing up at the front. Let's see if they can get
what
the...
I wanted to say is I have put out a lot of
Bullshit.
conversation and documents to our Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold.
That's Ron Hanks.
I
He's a
will
state
tell you,
representative.
she has blamed us for the threats of violence. And I told her to reorient her finger and point it directly back at herself.
That's right.
And I will tell you what,
That's where you say
the media, which I call lion media and yellow
3.
journalism,
You got 3.
is causing the division and
like
the hatred and
maybe
the
35
threats
people
here.
in the
We
audience.
have to get
Think of
through
like
the
a
membrane
Biden rally.
of this evil and knock it back, because look at what we saw with the son of the Brazilian president.
Oh,
And he did
yeah, they had
that.
the son of the
They
the
did
third
those
son of
motorcycle
Bolsonaro
rallies.
was there
And,
today talking
I
about
cheered
elections
up
in
at the
Brazil.
Patriotism of Brazil. Look at the
Yeah,
potential
Brazil.
brotherhood we have in this world if we get rid of this kind of evil.
Bolsonaro, the second worst country when it comes to COVID, behind Trump.
Media.
From Men in
The
Black.
media.
That is
the
him.
media. I mean, it's everywhere. If they got that, if you control the media, and that's why they went on. The first thing they tried to do was take away our First Amendment right to free speech.
Yeah.
Dominion's right there. The lawfare. Fear of getting sued. Fear of getting threatened. Fear
Yeah.
of being, they used and what
Yeah.
they did.
Boy.
This hasn't been done since 1798, Alan Dershowitz said, in our country. 1798
What?
they did it.
Give
Called
me.
lawfare, where they threatened these news outlets, probably newspaper, probably more than just threatened them with lawsuits, huh?
Give me specifics.
But they didn't do it for all those years. And you know why? You know why I figured out about, if you go back a few years,
Okay.
it would have been a
To
story
1798?
if another journalist did a bad story. You know what I mean? It would be a
No.
story.
No, we
if,
don't know what you mean.
Dominion's over here suing someone,
Yeah.
and then the other media would go, "Wow, why are they getting sued? And who is this Dominion?"
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Instead, they all
No, it
piggyback
does
on
not.
And then you got Fox. Fox gets sued.
Yeah.
And then they get sued again. They got double sued. Wouldn't you want
Double
to be
sued.
here, Fox? And if you got your lawsuits you're worried about, and that's why you're not talking to see
Yes.
the evidence,
Yeah.
wouldn't they have sent a forensic person
Because
here,
you're
a
in the wrong.
forensic expert? Let's think about that. I'm out there. I pulled millions of dollars worth of ads. It cost My Pillow $1 million a week in revenue. That's
Yeah.
revenue to My Pillow.
Yeah.
Your direct response, direct sales. So if we don't have that, we can't go replace it somewhere else. This
Well,
isn't
you're
like
doing it
advertising.
now
like
because everybody
branding.
else kicked you out.
So it hurt us, and I did it. You know why? Because I wasn't going to give them any more money. I'd rather lose money myself, millions of dollars, than succumb to the cancel culture.
Then you
Because
are
when the
being
lights go out,
successful.
it's over, everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy we got here.
You seem happy.
I'm looking back, and there's 20 cameras back there.
Are there though? Why don't they
And
ever show the cameras?
It'll be just so interesting to see, because tomorrow what we're going to do is go right down all the stories.
Why
they
does
put
he
out.
keep hitting
That's
himself
why we're
with the
live
light?
streaming this 72 hours. What we're going to do, so everybody overseas can see this too. You know, they're worried overseas. Who do you think controls all their media over there?
Soros.
CNN and Fox.
Oh, I thought Soros.
Now, if you know,
Facebook.
I don't know. We don't
I
know
don't know
much
either.
about Fox, but CNN, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And if they're controlling, other countries are worried. You've seen with Brazil here today, Eduardo, and they had the same. It's identical. They're going after their media. They're going.
That's
the
after
media's
identical.
Going after the people, and then they're gonna go in there with the machines and take their 2022 election.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do.
Okay.
And it's, so here, the whole purpose of this everybody. This isn't whether we have the evidence or not. I talked to some guys.
Okay,
last
but we'd
week,
like to
and I
see
said,
it.
You guys had so much evidence, you could have put everyone in prison in the whole country with the evidence you had.
Some
In
guys.
November and
Some
December,
guys
it
said
was-
that? Well,
You know, of course dead people can't vote.
Right.
Of course this can't vote. Brad Rassenberg listed
Of course
him off.
this
the
can't
president listed
vote.
him off, and he doesn't matter. We were all in the twilight
because
zone.
none of those
going,
figures
"This
were
can't be."
reality based.
It's like everything was thrown out the window. Well, no, you don't get to do this. Oh, no, that's not real. How do you control that narrative? There's only one way, and that's the media.
By having something real.
So that's what the purpose of this frank speech is, and this 3 days.
Two people
is to
who
break
were
through,
deceased actually
like
cast
it said
ballots
there, it said here,
in Georgia.
We have to break through, and everybody's got to have the voice. And that's why I made frankspeech.com. I got millions, 15, 20 million into this, counting Frank Speech. Easy.
Wow. He is
I don't care.
so
I
underwater.
don't care, because you know what? It's the best money I ever spent in my life is to save our country.
That may be true, because he spent a lot of bad money in his life on crack cocaine. Okay,
and the
so
help I need.
let's see.
Guys, thank you, but the help I need is everyone watching. All you got to do is keep sharing. Get
So
everyone
about 80
to watch
people there.
tomorrow. Get everyone. Now
Maybe.
you got something to look forward to Thursday when we come back with their red team that we've got. You know, you've got that,
What?
but we've got other stuff coming up. Coming up every single day.
I feel like
those
Charlie
cyber
Brown,
forensic guys, what do you think they're
and
gonna
that's
find?
Lucy,
Of course they're not going to find a
and
snap
she's
from the
snorting
2020
crack
election,
off of a
because it
football.
is. But it got you all here. I showed
you
you
do
those
have us all
states
here.
today.
Yeah.
That's real.
What?
You know? And then you got that
This is
cyber
real.
attack, those packet
This
captures
is
and
real,
data.
except this part,
And then you got
that's
Dr.
actually
Frank's
the
thing
wall.
where he came in
Yeah,
out
see
of
that?
nowhere and did
This
a
bunny
mathematically
that the
where
guy's
they
running
put
with?
every algorithm.
That's not real.
You guys think of this
That's
in
the
every
wall.
single
Well, it's-
state you live in, including
It's real
Colorado.
wall.
You
See
take
the wall back there? Same color.
Especially Colorado.
Well, no,
We're
the-
the jewel.
And you know who
We're the
painted
jewel in
this?
takeover.
George
Let me tell you
Soros.
the way it is with his work. You take one county, and in that county, or precinct, I'm not sure, either one, and there's a pattern. The same percentage of 25-year-olds vote, pick a number, 45-year-olds vote,
27.
70-year-olds vote.
Six-
Take that
63.
pattern, and you can
12.
It's like it goes in every county. I mean, only machines could do that. And every single state
you
is
just
like
did that.
Why do you think they took away the registry where you could just go out to your Secretary of State and get, hey, I want to see our voter rolls, registered voter rolls? Because then you could have done it yourself. Then it's real. I guess
But that
it's
doesn't
real.
matter. The
But it
registered
is
voter
real.
rolls don't
It's
matter.
all real. Every single thing. His thing is completely separate from all this, which is
It's
completely
separate?
separate from all the organic fraud. When you show this,
He's completely
everything
separate
shows
from
the
his
same
flock.
thing with the dead people. How do you have, like in Colorado, how many non-residents for it? Do you know that number?
Around 25,000.
25,000. Let me tell you right now,
25,000
everybody,
non-residents voted.
25,000 people in Colorado didn't
Except
have a
that they
meeting and
didn't.
go, hey, you know what? I don't care if George Soros is leading the pack or not.
There he
You
is,
can't get
George.
25,000 people to commit a crime. It's impossible. You can't.
Okay,
try.
so
And try not to
25,000
word leaking
didn't
out.
vote.
They're not going to do it over their one vote.
Okay.
How do you get 25,000 non-residents to vote? Because you used the 2010 voter rolls, and you did it with a cyber attack from China and stole our country.
Oh, they stole our country again.
Because why would
He's seen it himself.
A Dominion is just the machines are just a scanner. So you put the ballot through, it
Yes.
scans it, it determines that oval is for that person, that oval is for that
Correct.
person. It's just
Yep.
a scanner.
Yes.
my question was, and this is what got my attention, is why would there be Wi-Fi access? Why do you need Wi-Fi access? And why did I not know that? And why is it that I don't have passwords, and who has those passwords to turn that on and off? There's certain things you can't unsee.
Well,
and
you have to have
so you know
passwords
they have
for the
Wi-Fi
machine
access.
and then also
Right,
passwords for the
wireless
Wi-Fi.
access.
Says it right there when they were doing they were
You know,
in my
here's
office.
what's funny. They sit there, we've seen the movie, oh, there's no access, there's no access. You could say, gee, our government should have been collecting those packet captures and data last fall, right, to protect us from a cyber attack. But they didn't. So should we give them a pass and we say because they called up Dominion and Dominion said, you don't need to look at anything there because we're not going to be online,
Right, exactly.
right? And then it's like flood insurance. You go, I'm going to sell you flood insurance. Don't buy anything. There's no water here. It's a desert. They lied.
Right.
Oh, flood insurance.
Okay, so
Flood
I
insurance.
saying that
There are
that
floods in
story
the desert,
for
by the way.
last
There's
few
a
years.
lot of floods in
Well,
the
we're
desert.
not even connected to the internet.
In
How
fact,
can
they're
anybody access it?
extremely flood
Until I
prone
saw-
because they get the
until I
water all at
saw
one time.
There on the screen,
Never watched the
when
Nature Channel.
Secretary of State and Dominion were in doing this trusted build, what they call a trusted build,
Ugh.
and I said, "Wow, look at that!
Did
There's
ya?
a toggle switch that you can turn on Wi-Fi access. Why would you need that in a scanner? And why did I not know that?
Because it has
And
software,
why would the,
and you want to be able to
the
update that
executive
software,
director
but
of the
not
Clerks
during election
Association
night?
deny it repeatedly that it was even a capability. And Sean, if you want to speak to that, I think, do you guys want to hear a little bit more about the actual machines and how they work? And how we know
Absolutely.
that they
Okay.
have this capability? Because we have the expert in the house.
I got to get moving
You
though.
can look it up for yourself.
I was ready for
Colorado, the
news.
Secretary of State, unfortunately for her, I guess, she probably hasn't even looked at it, publishes a list of the certified equipment with the serial numbers, and you can look them up and see how they were ordered. So voting machines that aren't ever under federal law supposed to be connected to the internet or outside the voting system network
That's not
are
federal
built
law.
with wireless modems at the request of the company that ordered them.
Okay.
So then they are not shocked. They shouldn't be shocked that it has it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, the Secretary of State and the staff of the voting system companies know. I mean, this is a question: is how long do you let them lie to you?
Yeah.
Right? How long
Wireless
do you let them, once
modems.
you see? I mean, how much do you need to see before you know they're liars?
Is that what they
You wanna
have,
see what
wireless
somebody does?
modems?
You want to see their character? Watch what they do with power. For years, they have been saying the same thing. We still have clerks who are saying it because that's what they've been told. They don't know. They're not.
I didn't know.
God bless Tina Peters. She's not a technical expert. They're not allowed to open up the machines and look at them. They didn't order them. The people who did order them know what's in them. They asked for it. They asked for that configuration.
Okay,
Secretary
and
of
are
State
they
has
turned
the
on?
legal obligation to know.
And the passwords.
The Election Assistance Commission has the responsibility.
And
to
were they
accredit
turned
the
on?
testing labs. The testing labs are responsible to test them, and yet we still have voting machines with wireless modems in them. And
Okay.
people who don't
Are they
know
turned
better
on?
assuring us that they're not connected to anything.
Okay.
And it's all a lie.
What? How do we know
And,
this?
and until you demand something different, until we demand something different, that's what we'll have.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what? When you talk about something different, remember the same input. You have
Remember,
to change
you
the
need to
input
have
get
yourself a good
different
night's
output.
sleep.
I'll tell you one thing: we can never ever have an election with the internet, with the
Election.
world we're living in right now. You can't have it. The machines
You
gotta
can't
go.
have it.
And you know what? I
What?
said this. This is what I said 2 weeks ago to tell you about the news, the fake media, the terrible media, the evil.
All right.
of them there, except for we could name them. We know who the good ones are. That are still journalists. There's a few left in our country.
Oh,
But let
God.
me tell you what I said on Thursday when we wrap this. We're talking about where do we go from here. You know, there's different paths to pull this down. The Supreme Court. We're going to reveal at least 2 or 3 paths. But I will tell you this: we also
You
are
just
gonna
did one of
reveal
them.
a replacement for the machines. Now
Yeah.
I put that out there. If
Yeah.
these guys develop this,
My
I've
voting
looked
machine?
at it.
Is that-
And
is
to
that
me,
where
it's
this is all
foolproof.
leading?
So I said, and you know what? The media did. Mike Lindell,
Okay.
at his symposium, it's a money grab. He's going to run his pillow ads. This was CNN. They're going to run his pillow ads nonstop, and he's going to reveal a
He
thing
just
so he
did.
can get cash money or money for a replacement of the machines. Well, let me tell you, fake news, they're
Yeah.
going to give the technology away, these guys,
Oh, wow.
because they love our country.
Okay. Yeah, let's just give the technology away these guys. Because they love our
I'm going to quick
country.
announce this. It was Robert Thurland. Or
Your
Sutherland,
lights are on.
Sutherland, a state's representative from Washington State. Remember, 47 states are represented here.
Yeah, but there's no
And
R.
he
There is
given
no
me this
Washington
note,
State.
wants to- that I announced that he's calling for public hearings this Sunday, August 15th, to read affidavits of voter integrity.
Oh, good. Do it on a Sunday.
irregulars, like-
That's
in
when
other words,
everyone will be paying
crimes.
attention.
Already hundreds of responses. Well, now you're going to get thousands.
Good. That's what we need. More affidavits from people
And
who
you
weren't
know-
involved in the election.
You know, you know what? Just
What?
think of November, December.
Okay.
When we all heard all this and everything. You heard about voter crimes everywhere.
Right, voter
everywhere. You couldn't know-
crimes
they were
everywhere.
between Dominion and the media, it was like whack-a-mole for them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing.
He says whack-a-mole a lot.
But they were so
That is not the sound that
powerful, the media,
whack-a-mole
and
makes.
They used fear. They used fear in people. They started using
they
fear. And that's what they did. And then they separate us. They call us a divided country. You're racist. No, we're not a racist country. We're a united country. We're the United States of America.
Are we?
They put that in there to divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Oh, there's
so?
this party and
By
this
making
party
people
and-
wear masks?
and
Is
then
that-
there's
are we
racist.
coming back to
It's
that?
not true. What they've done is just a deflection. Put it over here, and everybody look over here, or the mask thing, and then the vaccine.
It's called a
thing,
distraction, not a
put it over here.
deflection.
The vaccine is serious. What they're doing is overplaying their hand.
Oh,
How
the
dare
vaccine.
they
Yeah.
Take there, and if you want a vaccine that wasn't okay by the FDA, that's good for you. If you want to listen to whoever, I don't know who they are, and you listen to them, but you know what?
The
They don't
FDA.
worry about me. You know, I'll do what I want. I feel if I would die if I took it more, I have a more chance of dying. That's just me. You're not going to.
Maybe it is just you, because nobody else has died.
And you're not going to make me lose my businesses because you can't, like they tried in New York. I don't know if that even went through. I've been so concentrated on this. where
Well,
you
talk
have to
about
be
it more since you
vaccinated,
know nothing
and
about
the-
it. Doesn't stop
the
you any other
restaurateurs
time.
are supposed to. They have to have
Police
proof of
check.
vaccination.
Yeah.
When only 30-some% of like blacks and Hispanics are vaccinated, so you're not letting them in, and they're supposed to enforce
Racist.
that. Businesses, small
Bring back
businesses, they just
segregation.
as if they didn't destroy it enough.
That's what?
you
What did
know?
she say?
Destroy them, and then let's do this. But you know what? That's all
Vaccine
working to
passports
our
are racist.
benefit,
That's what the
everybody,
right has
because
determined
why?
now.
Because as long as we got a platform and we break through the media that's ruining, the terrible journalists ruining our country that make the people the enemy. As long as we break through that and we all have the same voice, this is our freedoms. We're fighting for our freedoms.
All right.
This is just, if we were to win any further on this curve,
If we would have went. I can't anymore. So now we're 22 minutes into it, and I'm beginning to suspect that we're not going to have this world-changing announcement, guys. And I apologize for that. I had such tremendous faith that this was all going to work out and the world was going to be changed and that Trump was going to be reinstated on my birthday on Friday. And I had my inauguration, my reinstatement inauguration gown all picked out. It really made my eyes pop. And what's cool about it is it has a cutout where you can see my skin, like that skin tone in my, and it's a big bunny slipper right there in the middle. And the two ears of the bunny slipper, right about there, right there. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this for a while. Just kind of, you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna go do productive things because this is leading us nowhere. Yeah, okay, so no movie this weekend, no Ted Lasso, talking Ted, nothing. Unfortunately, I have people who want to spend time with me on my birthday. It's like it's my birthday. You know what I want for my birthday? To be left the hell alone. It's just like Father's Day. Father's Day, take the kids out. Take them away. Take them away. Let me do what I want to do. Don't you want to spend time with your children? That's every day. Every day when you're a father. One day a year to get away from the kids. That's what I asked. Oh, Cyber Symposium, South Dakota, August 10th through 12th, 2021, 9 a.m. CT. By the way, this is the only time, apart from being in Central Time, where I have been, the only time I've ever heard anyone refer to times as Central Time. You always do the East Coast time, almost always the East Coast time, occasionally the Pacific Coast time. You don't do Central Time. No one knows how to do Central Time. Forget Mountain Time. No one knows what Mountain Time is. Eastern Time Zone. Pacific Time Zone. I don't know what time they are in Narnia. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. They've spelled something wrong on the screen somewhere, but I can't even pick it out there. Let it roll. I'd love to see how far off the rails this goes. Oh, you want to hear this? Here's the problem though. If I'm not commenting frequently, like I got to get up and I got to get ready to go play some hockey. But if I don't comment frequently, then this becomes their broadcast, and then YouTube can get rid of my channel because Mike Lindell is not allowed to have a channel on YouTube. By the way, just in case anyone has any doubts, I am not rebroadcasting this. I am using this through fair use to provide a public forum, a town square, if you will, and obviously you do, to do political commentary on a relevant political issue to our time. Remember, although I've got to say, I don't know how relevant any of this has been. So I may lose my channel. And in that case, it might be completely valid. And then I'm going to have to raise millions understand there'll be an opening in the pillow industry soon. Okay, guys. Is Hal Sparks still going? Yeah, go watch Hal Sparks right now. He doesn't play hockey. So go watch him and enjoy. And I'll probably be back tomorrow. Thanks very, very much, everybody. Go give him some Super Chat money because I can't take Super Chat money. But if you want to give me some money, PayPal, Cash App, Patreon. Until next time, be good to yourself. Be good to others. But most importantly, be good to my pillow. But don't buy, I'm saying that because I'm just reminded of pillows for some reason. My specific pillow, not My Pillow, the company, two different things. That's all. Link to Hal. Hold on. Let's just go see what's going on with Hal. You know what? I think I can actually send people there through YouTube. Let's get rid of this nonsense. And let's go here. And let's go live on Hal, see if he's still doing his thing. Waiting. There we go.
I'll say it again. I said they should be a weather channel. I changed my mind. They wouldn't report an oncoming storm. It's disgusting.
It's a great line. It's worked all 9 times you've used it in the last 7 hours.
For a lot of the media, but there are some good media, and we should praise.
Let's see if I can send you guys over there.
OAN number 1.
I thought they were talking about me.
Newsmax was here. They went like this, but they're back. Don't live in fear anymore, Newsmax. You're already in now. This is the second time they went after you, and I think you just stay with us. Right Side Broadcasting.
Right Side Broad. Okay, hold on, guys, because I think there's a way I can actually dump you guys. It's not called a dump. It's a big morning dump. I think I can actually dump you right into Hal's channel, which I'll gladly do. I've seen it somewhere on YouTube. I'm just kind of searching for where it is. If somebody knows where it is, let me know. Maybe in customization. Redirect. Yes. Hold on. Here we go. Choose specific videos. I might only be able to choose my video. Hold on. Let me copy this and see if I can send you guys to Hal when this is done. And let me hit that. No matching results. Okay, I can't. I can only redirect you to one of my videos. So I will dump that into the chat room. Hold on. Here's chat room. Boop. All right, so that's the link to Hal Sparks.
We're going to do it by Zoom, but you got to read my book first. Okay? It's a 27-year-old kid. He read my book, and we went on Zoom.
You don't have to go anywhere. I can't send you there anywhere anyway, but there's the link to Hal Sparks if you guys want to continue watching this with somebody who's going to comment on it. Here's the link again. Some of you enjoy Hal Sparks. I watch Hal from time to time. I was watching him earlier this afternoon. But the stream is way behind. I don't know how some of you are. Okay. Anyway, so you're welcome to go watch Hal or go about your business the rest of the day. Have yourself a great day, and I will be on the